Yeah,
See you next
they
time.
did a little short one.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, 30 minutes. All right.
Yeah, just
Not
show
bad.
a
I mean,
couple games and then leave though. Like that's kind of
the
crazy.
Final Fantasy
Was
definitely saved it.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird though that is only for PS5, which is kind of interesting.
Well, I mean,
that
it'll
you
be
only
PS5 first, and then it's gonna come out later on.
I mean, but still, I feel
And the
like
chat is going crazy. Everybody's like, "Wait, what? What the heck? What? Weak,
Well,
nice." L's in the chat. I mean, I thought it was good.
I mean, for what people were probably expecting, it was. But it was. I mean, it was a decent show. I do think the Final Fantasy saved it for sure. But I think the PS4 thing, the fact that it's not coming out on PS4 is going to be it's going to make a lot of people upset. I mean, I would be upset also if I bought that game and then your newest episode doesn't show up on the console that I got the original game for.
Yeah.
Especially when I can't get a PS5. I think that's kind of triggering. And you have to buy that DLC. So.
And I'm probably going to buy it.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems a bit, it's a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I mean, I thought there's some games that majority of those games I'm probably gonna get, except for Oddworld.
I mean, Oddworld's gonna be free, so there's gonna be no point of not getting it.
Very true.
I'm interested in most of those games. I just wouldn't pay full price for any of those games besides Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is probably gonna be like $20.
I mean, that's already too much, but
for the DLC,
especially, yeah. I mean, because it's too much in the set. Like, I know it's going to be $20, but the fact that game's store, like, you already paid $60 for the original game itself, which it was a complete rehaul, but you didn't get the full game. So, like, you're gonna have to spend probably another $60 on part 2 of that game. And then it's going to be $20 here. So you've already going to be in like the $140 range. And depending on how many parts this game comes out, you could already be at like $200 just to get the full game of this, which I always think is problematic in that sense that you're not giving, people a full, unless you're going to get a discount on part 2 or anything else after getting the first part of the game. I think you're just making people spend way too much money on one singular game.
Thoughts, Andy? You look deep in thought.
Oh, that was it Kena?
Yeah, Kena. Yeah.
That was it seemed very very cool. Something I would actually play. I like the atmosphere and the world looked really cool. The art style, the fighting mechanics. Thankfully, it's not another godforsaken platformer. So
Hater.
Nice. But did this say if it was a PlayStation exclusive?
It is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. It is? Okay. Yeah. Well, yet another reason why I have to get a PlayStation.
And then Deathloop, because I heard you say like you were trying to understand what was going on. Obviously, you die, you come back to life. But I think the story is like there's like 5 bosses or something like that they're like your targets that you're supposed to take out. And go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, you're essentially in a death loop. Like, so he's trying to break the loop, and you have to kill the people that are causing the death loop. So your main mission is to just kill the people who are doing this to you in order to break out of the death loop so you can go on about your life. Because clearly he can't because he's stuck in a death loop anytime he dies.
Is this a multiplayer game or is this
so you're playing the story, but the girl that you kept seeing that kept killing him, that's supposed to be the second player. So you're supposed, like, basically you can jump into somebody's game and you're like, while he's the assassin, you're hunting the assassin at the same time. So that player has to worry about taking out the target while focusing on like making sure that he's evading you or taking care of you at the same time.
But you can play that single player also.
Yeah.
I think there's
only ever 2 real people in your game at one time.
That's what they've said.
Yeah.
So
that's a cool idea. I mean, it'll be pretty. I would think it would be pretty obvious to spot the other player just by the movements.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, unless you're smart and you like blend in somehow. Oh, hey UPS, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I could give two craps about Final Fantasy. What other things did they announce?
I thought Final Fantasy was dope. I thought, like you said, Kenya was dope. Kenna
Kenna,
was dope.
Kennel.
Obviously, Deathloop was one of my top
I'm
games that I
interested in
wanted to play.
Crash. I might play Crash actually.
I want to play Crash. I don't know if I like need it, but I definitely want to play it. I won't pay again. It's most of those games that were on there was just not $60 games, in my opinion. Besides the game that I want to play, which is Deathloop.
Well, no,
So,
Kenna Bridge of Spirits is going to be $60.
well, I know, but I'm
I'd
saying
pay 60 for that. For sure.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait now. Aren't PlayStation 5 games $70?
70 actually 70. You're right.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm paying
That's
$70
crazy
for
to
that
think
game.
about.
So,
But I'll still
but
pay
I'm
for it because it looks like something I would really like to play actually.
Yeah.
I just know paying $70 for like single player games, in my opinion, unless I need it that day to play, is kind of a waste of money because it's going to go on sale in like 2 months, 3 months, and I've got too much of a backlog to just be like, I need to play this game right now, and then lose out on $70, and then turn around and PlayStation's like, we have it on sale for $40, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll pay that. Like,
Me personally, I'm excited for Final Fantasy because, like I said, that was my first introduction into the game, and I actually ended up liking it a lot. And I know the second one's just years out because they've only announced that they started making it, so it's gonna be a while. I'm just happy I got a little something more to like chew on while we wait.
yeah, like I said, I think the biggest issue with that is going to be the fact that PS4 players can't play it for whatever extended time
Mm-hmm.
it may be, especially when people can't get your console. And I think Sony is going to get I can pretty much guarantee the internet's going insane with, well, why are you going to, like, why can we only play that on PS5? And like, they're not going to be too happy with that. And I feel like if that's the case already, like, that means the next Final Fantasy part might only be PS5 also.
It will,
So
100%, because like I said, it's not going to be out for another, like, I'm going to say like 3 years, dude. It's going to take 3 years for that second one to come out. And at that point, we'd be transitioning. I mean, they'd probably start just
problematic.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, it's you're alienating. It's what people were going, like, it's what people were going to give Cyberpunk crap for not releasing it on the previous console. Like, you know what I mean? So like, now that but this is even like, you've legit started Final Fantasy on the PS4, and then to tell people, oh, now you have to get our next console in order to start playing, like, to continue a story of the game that you have, is kind of like, and like I said, it's only a big issue because the story was not complete in the game that you bought. You know what I mean? And now you're literally continuing the story and I have to get a whole nother console in order to continue that story. I think
that's how it's just gonna be. And
I mean, I know it's gonna be like that. I just think it doesn't change that it's wrong.
Well, I mean, at some point though, like, we have to keep going because, like I said, what you just said with Cyberpunk, like, they can't keep going back to like last gen consoles. At some point, you have to continue on. So I'm saying, like, 3 years from now, like, I feel like that's an appropriate time to be like, okay, this is just for the PlayStation 5 and on.
No, the reason why Cyberpunk is different though is because Cyberpunk promoted the game. It's essentially, you promoted the game on your your current gen consoles. Like, you know what I mean? This game has all, like, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, Final Fantasy the original came out in 96.
Mm-hmm.
So like, people were wanting the remake for like PS3 days, and like, for it to come out on PS4, and now that you completely alienate a section of people who've already picked up this game, is like, to me, I feel like, dude, that's like, it's kind of messed up, because even if you're expecting it to come out in 3 years, it's still like, you legit just alienated everyone who does not get a PS5, and like, people will be upset about it. Like, it's not going to change, and a lot of people might not get it because of that. I'm not saying the game won't do well. It's still going to do amazing. I'm still going to buy it, but I'm just saying, for that section of people who can't get a PS5 or don't have a PS5 and we're expecting this to be on PS4, like the game in its entirety, which, you know, I mean, I feel like people are going to be upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you can't make everybody happy. I mean, the DLC part, I agree with, but whenever Part 2 comes out, if they just say it's PS5 exclusive, I'm down for it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you have a PS5. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, if I would even if I had a PS4, I'd be like, that sucks. You know what I mean? Down the line, but when it's just something to look forward to whenever I finally do get a PS5, and it's just in my backlog.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, because people were expecting it all to come out on PS4 is why people are going to be upset.
Yeah.
Because they kind of leaned it towards that way of saying, hey, this is kind of going to be like, it's on PS4, expect the whole thing on PS4. And it's kind of now, it feels like, oh, by the way, we were kidding.
They never said the whole thing was going to be on PS4, did they?
I mean, they definitely implied that. Like, there wasn't no implication that this was going to, we didn't even know we were going to get a PS5 upgrade. So like it was just it wasn't even.
I had a feeling it was coming just because of how good it looked on PlayStation 4 and how recent it came out. I mean, it's about to be a year that it's been out, so I could see it just jumping up because I knew it would jump up to PlayStation 5. But any other closing thoughts, Yendi? Anything else?
No, I was expecting a full hour of stuff.
Yeah, me too. Actually, that was very short.
Something else about dang Elden Ring.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to that, but I've yet to see anything besides that one tease we got. Was it on Twitter or something?
Yeah.
Was it during a show? I don't remember. But anyways, I'm just curious about that game. I probably won't play it because it's like a Dark Souls kind of thing, but I still want to know more about it. Like I'm interested in the lore and stuff like that.
I'm just wondering if they're giving us like small teases because they're just holding on to stuff for the E3 season, because everything was like everything's for the summer, and then all the big hit games come out during the holidays, so they're probably just waiting.
Yeah, I would say that too. I think, but I do feel like the next event they do need to show Horizon. If they don't, I feel like that game's going to be delayed. They don't.
When was that game or when is that supposed to come out?
I mean, it's supposed to come out this year, but I mean, we're in February.
Yeah, they didn't say a date for it?
Yeah, no, they didn't set a date. But we're in February, and like, let's say E3 stuff starts to happen in what, May-ish? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, well, E3 is usually in June. So, I mean, again, if you don't, and then that's going to give them what, 3-4 months essentially. So I just don't feel like if we don't see Horizon soon, then we're not going to get God of War this year. I feel like they're just not going to release two of their major titles in the same year.
God of War is kind of going to be iffy. Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest contender to be delayed.
Yeah, but if Horizon gets delayed, then God of War is getting delayed.
100%, yeah.
So I think they have to show Horizon soon if they plan on giving us both of those games like within this year, but we'll see. All
right. Well, with that, guys, thank you for joining us. We know it was short. In my opinion, I think it was way better than what Nintendo did. With a smaller amount of time too. It was just heavy hitters. But yeah, tune in Friday for our recorded version of the show. Or tomorrow, sorry, the recorded version of the show should be up. Also go to our YouTube page to see Yendi's newest video about Battlefield 6. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Or wait, are we doing a Nintendo thing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Pokemon.
Or Pokemon,
yeah. Tomorrow's Pokemon. I don't know. We might surprise. So. Who knows? But we will. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you guys can. I'm also going to drop our reaction in podcast form as a bonus. So be on the lookout for that also. So.
All right, and to keep up with all our news and stuff like that, follow us on Twitter. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Fire team out.
Fire team out.